very first Thursday in February. And we thank God because we call February the Black History Month. And we know that we said somebody told us that the groundhog, what was it? Did he see his shadow? Oh, he didn't see his shadow. So they said we're gonna have 6 more weeks of bad weather, you know, if he saw the shadow or whatever. It's one or the other. I may have backwards. So we thank God for a new book this month, Habakkuk. The purpose of Habakkuk was to show that God is still in control of the world, despite of the apparent triumph of evil. It has only 3 chapters. Chapter 1 talks about the burdens, and chapter 2 talks about the vision, and chapter 3 is the prayer. The burden, chapter 1, the prophet Habakkuk received a message in a vision. The people of Judah, the southern kingdom, written between 612 and 589 BC, said it. The Babylon was becoming the dominant world power, and Judah would soon fear Babylon's destructive force. Key verse says, I have heard all about you, Lord. I am filled with awe by your amazing works. In this time of our deep need, help us again as you did in years gone by. And in your anger, remember your mercy. Chapter 3, verse 2. That's the key verse in all of Habakkuk. This book records the dialogue with God concerning the questions. And this is what Prophet Habakkuk asks. Why does God often seem indifferent in the face of evil? The second question, why do you evil people seem to go unpunished? This book brought people questions to God instead of the prophetic book that brought God's word to people. So a vision is a message from God. Habakkuk was saddened by the violence and the corruption he saw around him. Habakkuk poured his heart out to God. Today, the book of Habakkuk, the outline in the purple book says, the focus of Habakkuk is prophecy in Babylon. Obadiah spoke of the fate of Edom, Nahum, the fate of Assyria, and Habakkuk, the fate of Babylon. Habakkuk speaks to God alone about a problem that bothered him, relating to Jehovah's government of the nations. The first part of the book could be called, and I've never seen this word, it could be called a colloquy, a dialogue or a discussion, just like, for example, between the judge in the courtroom and the attorney, between Habakkuk and Jehovah. The last part is a beautiful description of the theophany, a vision appearance of God, meaning God and his appearance. For example, we had appearance with Abraham, with the burning bush, that was an appearance with God. And in the Old Testament, we read about the cloud of fire that was in the wilderness with Jacob. This is an appearance of God, examples of appearance with God. Habakkuk wrote shortly after the fall of Nineveh in 600 BC. The Chaldeans and the Babylonians were rising to power. Habakkuk chapter 1 verse 6, he wrote concerning Judah. The central message, the just shall live by faith. Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 4. The structure of the book. Chapter 1, the burden. Chapter 2, the vision. And chapter 3, a prayer. The burden, chapter 1. The structure comes from the first thoughts of each chapter. In chapter 1, Habakkuk was concerned and perplexed with the silence of God. Sin was abounding, and he cries out to God. chapter 1, verses 2 and 4. And God answers in verses 5 through 11. The prophet is wise to wait and see what he will say and what I shall answer. Habakkuk 2 and 1. And here I'm going to stop. That was the complete overview of chapter 1. Good morning to all my new people that came on.